Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Tim Fox as Batman from Future State action figure. This is going to be Batman in the Future State. Tim Fox, who's one of Lucius Fox's sons, takes over the mantle of Batman in this version. I found my figure at Walmart. They had a pallet full of all the newest McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. So let's go and check out the packaging. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, ages 12 plus, DC Multiverse Batman. Here he is in the package. He comes with 2 alternate hands, totaling 4 interchangeable hands, a Batarang, a display stand, and a collector's card. One side of the package, Batman from DC's Future State. The other side simply says Batman. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. On the back side, here's the figure posed up. And here are a bunch of other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures you should check out. So no further ado, let's open him up. And I did end up getting 2 of these figures, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete 6 and 7 inch unopened Batman related action figure collection. And between the pallet at Walmart and my haul from Amazon.com, I got a ton of McFarlane DC Multiverse figures today. Alright, now that I got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He does come with a display stand, a collector's card, a Batarang, and 2 alternate hands, totaling 4 interchangeable hands. But before we look at the accessories, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is Tim Fox. He goes by Jace Fox. This is the son of Lucius Fox. He left Gotham and was estranged by Lucius for many years. He ended up coming back after sort of a totalling order took over Gotham, and Bruce Wayne and Batman vanished. They banned all vigilantes. Gotham needed a new Batman, and Tim Fox was it. This is the Batman from Future State. I guess it's sort of a what-if potential future in Gotham City. His brother, Luke Fox, before Future State in the normal continuity, he's Batwing, an agent of the Bat. In my action figure universe, I plan to use this guy as another agent of the Bat. We'll have Luke Fox and Tim Fox both working for the Batman in Gotham City, part of his network. So let's take a look at him. We'll start with his head here, kind of similar to Terminator's Batman Beyond. He's got no mouth, the white lenses on the eye. The cowl looks pretty good, pretty normal Batman-ish. Obviously it's an armored cowl. His suit is very armored, bat symbol on the front, a little bit different what we're used to. His suit has a lot of armor on it. Looks like double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, utility belt looking pretty good, cape looking good. Overall, not a bad looking figure. I like how you can see these sort of armor plates on top of a fabric suit underneath. Very similar to what they did in Dark Knight Returns and Batman vs. Superman. And just a closer look at his face or head sculpt. It has that classic Batman design to it, but with the absence of a mouth. Should help keep his secret identity a mystery better than before. And here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's take a look at his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand, typical McFarlane stand, black perfect circle, says DC at the bottom. It's got 1 peg for the peg holes on his feet. Very thin, very basic. Now let's look at his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of Tim Fox as Batman. Batman from DC's Future State. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause now. Now let's look at his hands. He has a total of 4 of them, 2 fists and 2 gripping hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. And here's his next pair of hands. These are his gripping hands. Now let's look at his Batarang. It's casted in gold. It's got some lines through it. Overall, it looks pretty good. Here's Tim Fox holding and getting ready to throw his Batarang. Now I was also curious if I could possibly make an unmasked Tim Fox Batman. I have this John Stewart Green Lantern. They are giving us that new John Stewart Green Lantern in the Justice League Endless Winter Wave, so I'll end up having 2 of them. I thought maybe I could head swap these guys and see how that looked. So I brought some water to a boil, dipped in John Stewart, and Tim Fox's figures in there. Swap the heads. It fits perfect. And honestly, I think it looks great. What do you guys think? Drop me a line in the comments below. Unmasked Tim Fox's Batman from Future State. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, he's standing out about 7.1 inches tall, which can translate to about 18 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the ears, about 7.3 inches tall. Now let's check out his articulation. Start with his head here. Of course, it can rotate from side to side. You can look up that far, down that far. Pretty nice. Can't tilt his head from one side to the other. Give him a good amount of personality. Shoulders on a ball joint. He has these shoulder pads here. They are soft, and they can go above his cape, but you kind of got to help him out sometimes. Goes up about 90 degrees. Ball joint, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He does have a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area, increasing the range of motion there. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows, they go all the way back. His wrist has ball in it, you can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. Ball joint his torso, rotate around, go forward and back. Another ball joint his waist, rotate around, forward and back, giving him pretty nice range of motion his torso. Legs only go out about this far. Not a ball joint, but a similar type concept. Rotation is pretty much non-existent. They go forward about that far. Back about that much. Double jointed knees. Then his ankle here has a ball in it. Definitely restricted by some of that shin armor. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt. Rock. And toe articulation. Here's Tim Fox as Batman in the Batcave in front of the Batcomputer. Here's my entire version of the Fox family in the Batcave. Lucius Fox, Tim Fox, and Luke Fox. Here's Tim Fox on a rooftop of Gotham, overlooking the city. And here, getting ready to throw his Batarang. Then, the Tim Fox Batman meeting the Dark Detective Batman on a rooftop. Now let's check him out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here's the Tim Fox Batman, next to the Dark Detective Batman. Both are from Future State. I would not object to them increasing the Future State roster. Red Hood would be a logical next choice. Here's the Tim Fox Batman, next to a couple of other Batman figures that are not Bruce Wayne under the cowl. On the left, we have a Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman, and on the right, a Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond Batman. Rumor is McFarlane's going to be releasing an Azrael and Batman armor in the near future. That'll add to your non-Bruce Wayne Batman figures. And here he is, next to several different Batman figures, most of which are from the comics. Then, next to several more Batman figures. These are all from different various forms of media. In my action figure world, he's going to join the Rebirth Batman and family. He's going to be part of Batman's network of allies. Now let's check him out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to a couple of Lex Luthor figures. Then, next to Superboy Prime and the Dark Knight Returns Armored Batman, Blue Edition. And here he is, next to the Year 2 Batman and the light-up version of the Hazmat Suit Batman. Then, next to a couple of Lobo figures. And here he is, next to the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn and the Mortal Kombat 11 Joker. Then, next to the Batman Beyond Unmasked Batwoman and the Atomic Edition of Blight. And here he is, next to the recent released Batman 3 Joker's Wave. Then, next to the Gotham Knights figures, still trying to track down the Platinum editions of Batgirl and Red Hood. And now, next to all three different variations of McFarlane's Swamp Thing Mega figure, here's this Batman, next to the Batman Who Laughs and Robin Crow's 4-pack. Then, next to Ratcatcher, or rather, Spawn's Soul Crusher. And here he is, next to McFarlane's The Batman Collection. Then, with the McFarlane Batman The Dark Knight Returns Build a Horse Wave. And here, next to both the Rebirth Zod and the Rebirth Batman. Then, next to the Speed Force Flash from Zack Snyder's Justice League and the Reverse Flash from DC's Rebirth Comics. And finally, next to the Justice League Endless Winter Build-A-Figure Frost King Wave. Here's the Tim Fox Batman, next to a Mattel Jurassic Park Dr. John Raymond. This is the figure I use as Lucius Fox in my action figure collection. Lucius Fox is Tim Fox's father. Then, next to a Mattel DC Multiverse Batwing figure. Batwing is Luke Fox, Tim's older brother. It's a family thing. Here are my action figures of Lucius Fox, Tim Fox, and Luke Fox. Fox Tech. And here he is, next to a couple of Mattel Batman figures that are not Bruce Wayne under the suit. On the left, we have a Dick Grayson as Batman, and on the right, we have a Jean-Paul Valley, Azrael, in the Batman armored suit. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work way smaller, and I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Since we already checked him out next to a bunch of different McFarlane Batman figures, here he is with a bunch of other McFarlane figures. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane toys, all 7-inch scale. Then, with some more McFarlane toys, these are from different various video game properties. And now, next to some Jack-specific wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles Batman figures. And here, with some NECA Batman figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And now, next to some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 112 Collective Batman figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse Batman figures. And here, with some Mafex Batman figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts Batman figures. And finally, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a pretty cool Batman figure. He looks pretty good, but I definitely prefer my Batman to be Bruce Wayne. This is for the future state, which is a potential future of the DC Universe. I like the fact that it's a brand new character, Tim Fox. Like I said a couple times before, in my overall action figure world, this guy is going to be part of the Rebirth Bat family, and that really excites me, although I'm not sure what I'm going to call this guy. Batwing's already taken, and he's definitely not just going to call him Tim Fox. This guy's articulation is everything you'd expect from a McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. The accessories are pretty good, the hands of the Batarang. Paint job and sculpt are excellent, I don't see any issues there. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely enjoying this figure for what I'm going to use him for. But if I was just going to use him for the future state Tim Fox, he wouldn't be that useful to me. Really enjoy the fact that I can add a new character to my modern Bat era. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.